في عدد المجلة هذا الأسبوع، راشد غازي مخرج فيلم فورتسون الإيمان، الصوم والفوتبول. رودز أوف أرابيا وروائع آثار المملكة العربية السعودية. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا، أنا كورين فرحات، أرحب بكم بعدد جديد من المجلة نبدأه من شيكاغو. فورتسون الإيمان، الصوم والفوتبول فيلم أمريكي يتطرق فيه المخرج والمنتج راشد غازي إلى حياة العرب الأمريكيين في ديربورن بعد هجمات 11 من سبتمبر من خلال فريق ثانوية فورتسون للفوتبول الأمريكي. يوثق الفيلم أيضاً التزام فريق ثانوية فورتسون بالصيام خلال شهر رمضان أثناء تحضيراتهم للمباراة النهائية. Never give up when your life is in a rapture. Fortune high, the home of the tractors. Keeping faith and living like royalty. Hit hard. Rashid, you have been in the media field for quite some time. What sparked your interest into producing the movie Fortson, Faith, Fasting and Football?
I really felt, especially after the terrorist attacks on our nation after September 11th, after the Persian Gulf War, I felt there was a big disconnect between who Muslims really were and how they were perceived by the American public. And so the Fortson story really inspired me, because in America there's nothing more that's all American than high school football. And I thought if we could tell the story of these Arab Muslim athletes playing high school football in the United States, we could talk about bigger issues and also help dispel stereotypes about what people actually think Arab Muslims are like and then what they really are.
And so it is called Ford's son.
فاختار غازي ثانوية فورتسون أي ابن فورد التي أسسها هنري فورد صاحب شركة فورد موتور كومباني، وفورتسون هو أيضاً اسم أشهر جرافاته، لذا اختار فريق الفوتبول في الثانوية لنفسه اسم تراكتورز أي الجرافات. Why did you pick Fortson High School? What makes it different from other high schools in the United States?
The unique thing about Fortson was it wasn't just one or two Muslim athletes on a football team, it was an entire football team made up of Muslim American athletes. And to me, I thought that was really absolutely a unique story, in that it's a public school with a majority Muslim population. So there's a uniqueness to the town and the city, because Dearborn, where Fortson's located, also has the largest concentration of Arab Americans, or Arabs, in any city outside the Middle East.
What does it represent?
I think Fortson represents what America is about. It represents a public institution that has immigrant students in it, that has students who've been here for a long time, but whose parents have come from different countries, and who play a sport that every American town or community needs to place.
Fortson High School is a public school in Dearborn, Michigan, in the United States of America, that has the same issues, the same problems, the same ideas in any other high school in the United States.
Everyone came to this country in pursuit of religious freedom, in pursuit of a better education for their family and kids, and in pursuit of opportunities. The Arab Americans who've come to this country are just like any other immigrant group. They may practice a different faith, they may come from a different culture, they're just as American as any other immigrant group. And that's the whole theme behind the movie, is that we all may be different, but that yet again we're all the same.
We are very proud to be Arab, proud to be Muslim. We are very proud to be American too.
Why did you pick American football, which is, your typical American sport, to tackle the subject of Arab Americans post 9/11?
The love of a high school team and football, and how that kind of embodies a community in America, is a very American thing. And so when I went and I met the team, I met the coaches, and I realized that at Fortson, the most important thing at their school is football. That's as American as America gets. And so I really thought that this high school football team could serve as a conduit for us to kind of break stereotypes about who Arab Americans are, and also that we could then discuss a number of other important issues, like September 11th, or like fasting, or like racism. The message that we were trying to deliver in Fortson kind of developed, because when we went there, we wanted to deliver a message of who these people were. We ended up finding a community that was very resilient. I think one of the themes that we got from, that's in the movie, that the coach says is no excuses.
Fix it. Get it straight. Is that understood?
And how did you combine faith, fasting, and football?
Well, I think we wanted to portray the integration of Islam with football and how Islam and football, which is all American, can be one. There's in the world of football, there's a theme that a lot of coaches use. In fact, Tony Dungy, who won a world championship with the Indianapolis Colts, his common line was faith, family, and football. And so a lot of coaches will use that and say, you know, football is, it's, when you as a student, it's about your faith, number one, your family, and then football. And so we kind of use that to say faith, fasting, and football. And the idea was these students have faith, even though they're Muslims, they still have this faith. They have football, like all other kids do, but they also have family, but then fasting was kind of a unique twist to that. And I think the one thing that drew us to the Fortson story was the fact that these kids fast during Ramadan. Go.
Why doing a sport while you're fasting makes it even more difficult?
Well, I think there are a couple things. One, most everybody who we want to see the movie in the United States has either played football or understands football because it's the #1 sport in the country. And so for these guys to go through the same practices that any other team goes through, but they're fasting and playing is an amazing accomplishment. The fasting part really kind of shows the kids' dedication to their religion and to their sport. And that's what kind of makes it unique. It takes their dedication to this all-American sport to a completely different level.
You don't want to be the one that lost at Dearborn, trust me.
So I think the kids really embodied the values of the religion and the culture. And hopefully the idea was for them to portray those values and for us to show what they do as real Arab Americans so that people could actually see what Arab Americans are really like, not what they think they're really like.
How can you be a Muslim? How can you be an Arab American all at once? Or quite honestly, what is it that you need to do differently? You're a Muslim, you're following a religion. You're an Arab, you know, that's just where, you know, your background is from, but now you're an American because you live in this country.
What we tried to do in the film was we tried to tell a story through each character in the film. So some of the most unexpected moments in the film kind of just happened while we were there. Right before the Fortson Dearborn game, we were in the Dearborn locker room. And the kids got together, and at first we were surprised because we heard Surah Fatiha in the Dearborn locker room, and no one had ever told us that Dearborn does Surah Fatiha. And then we also heard the Lord's Prayer. And the unique thing about it was all of the Muslim and Christian kids, instead of separating and praying, they all prayed together and held hands. So those kinds of moments for us were all great pieces. The speech that Imad Fadullah gives at the end of the movie, which is very inspirational. The message that he delivers in his speech is the exact message that was being delivered in the film.
Education is the only weapon capable of defeating ignorance, stupidity, bigotry, racism, inequity, and injustices. You should walk out today full of pride, knowing that many of you have an advantage of being an Arab American.
I think the values that the community showed was one of resilience, one of determination, one of hope and opportunity. I think there's one of recognition of what this country provides people that maybe their countries in the Middle East don't. So for example, the story we tell of Bakr. So here's a kid whose dad has worked for General Motors in the factory for 35 years. He has 9 brothers and sisters. And through him, we tell the story of what the American dream is for most high school football players, and that's to go to college and get a scholarship.
I was in elementary school, I think I was 9. It was like scary, all these machines making noises, big noises, and you see like a lot of people just passing parts and doing that. It was just like, wow, is that what I'm gonna do when I'm older? Because it looks hard.
بنحب نشوفه يعني اسمه بالعالم كلياته وإلنا فخر نحن إنه نشوفه عن الشكل. اسمه عالي واسمه معروف واسمه مشهور بالعالم كلياته وهذا أكيد الفضل للكوتش الفضل لله ولليونايتد ستيتس حقيقة.
Because this country does really give the opportunity where other countries don't. Our own country didn't give us the opportunity.
Rashid, who won the game? And do you think that the Arab American community will be able to affirm itself more and win over stereotypes?
As far as who won the game, Fordson ends up winning the game. And they had a very, very good football team that year.
Red 42! Red 42, go!
I think as far as, winning the game is one thing, but winning the perception of who you are in real life is the other one. If you look at the history of America, sports basically has served as the biggest conduit to bringing groups and people together and to helping with race relations more than anything else that's happened, more than government policies, because on a football field, on a baseball field, on a soccer field, you're all equal, you're all one, and you play as a team to win.
بعد الفاصل روائع آثار المملكة العربية السعودية ورودز أوف أرابيا. أهلا بكم مجددا. نكمل عددنا من العاصمة الأمريكية واشنطن ومعرض رودز أوف أرابيا في متحف ساكلر وفراير التابع لمؤسسة سميثسونيان الأمريكية للمتاحف والأبحاث. تضمن المعرض 320 قطعة أثرية مصدرها شبه الجزيرة العربية بهدف تعريف الزوار على تاريخ المملكة العربية السعودية الثقافي على مر العصور.
عرض غير مسبوق لتحف وآثار سعودية اكتشفت مؤخراً، هذا ما تتضمنه قاعة ساكلر في متحف سميثسونيان الشهير في العاصمة واشنطن. العديد من هذه القطع الأثرية يعرض لأول مرة في قارة أمريكا الشمالية بعد أن طافت مدن باريس، برشلونة، سان بيترسبرغ وبرلين. إن معرض طرق التجارة القديمة عرض استثنائي لتحف جميلة ترجع إلى تاريخ غني لم يستكشف الكثير منه رغم أنه يمتد آلاف السنين. وقد صرح جوليان رابي مدير قاعة ساكلر أن هذا المعرض يعد أحد أكثر مشاريع المتحف طموحاً حتى الآن.
These discoveries are largely unexpected, at least to a Western audience. For they include monumental human statues, mysterious stone steles, gold masks, and bronze figures, all of which shift our thinking about the ancient kingdom. Roads of Arabia is an exhibition that opens our eyes to the unknown ancient past of Saudi Arabia.
ويضم المعرض أكثر من 320 قطعة أثرية فنية لم يسبق أن عرضت قبل ذلك في أمريكا الشمالية، وهي تكشف عن قصص رائعة عمن عاشوا على أرض شبه الجزيرة العربية في فجر التاريخ، عن ممالك كانت ترتكز على الثروة التي تأتيها من تجارة البخور، عن قوافل الإبل الضخمة التي كانت تربط بين جنوب شبه الجزيرة العربية والإمبراطوريات الشمالية التي كانت تنتشر في الشرق والغرب.
We see this exhibition and its extended tour in the United States as a major opportunity to inform the American public about a country whose pre-Islamic past is unknown and whose Islamic history is often misunderstood.
وقد أتى إلينا هذا المعرض من شبه الجزيرة العربية تحت إشراف أمين المعرض الدكتور علي الغبان، نائب رئيس هيئة السياحة للآثار والمتاحف.
المعرض يتكون من حوالي 7 قاعات، وكان هناك تركيز في بداية المعرض على فترة ما قبل التاريخ، وهي فترة مهمة في تاريخ الجزيرة العربية. كان للجزيرة العربية والأراضي السعودية دور مهم جدا في صناعة الثقافة الإنسانية خلال تلك الفترة، وخاصة في العصر الحجري الحديث، حيث أن هناك قطع فيها مدرسة فنية راقية للنحت، وكذلك هناك حضارة اكتشفت حديثا في المملكة هي حضارة المقر، تم عرضها في هذا المعرض، وهي تمثل نقطة حضارية مهمة تم خلالها استئناس الخيل قبل 9000 سنة من الآن، وأيضا تبين النشاط الزراعي في فترة ما قبل التاريخ. نتكلم نحن عن العصر الحجري الحديث قبل صناعة الإنسان للفخار. كذلك في هذه الحضارة نستطيع أن نلاحظ رموز الثقافة العربية الأصيلة التي نفتخر ونعتز بها اليوم، وأهمها الفروسية، الصيد بالصقور، وأيضا الصيد بالكلاب السلوقية، وأيضا استخدام السلاح الأبيض. كل هذه الرموز المهمة جدا موجودة في هذه الحضارة قبل 9000 سنة من الآن. فهذا الاكتشاف في الواقع يعني سيغير كثير من معارفنا عن دور الجزيرة العربية في فترة العصر الحجري الحديث. كذلك يعني هناك تركيز أيضا على الفترة الإسلامية في هذا المعرض، تركيز كبير جدا من خلال القطع التي تمثل الحج والحرمين، منها باب الكعبة المشرفة، وهذا الباب مهم جدا لأنه بقي على الكعبة لأكثر من 300 سنة. وهناك أيضا تركيز ثالث مهم على فترة التاريخ الوطني، فترة توحيد نشأة المملكة العربية السعودية، توحيد المملكة. وكذلك أيضا هناك قطع من الدرعية، وهي عاصمة الدولة السعودية الأولى، وموقع أيضا تم تسجيله مؤخرا في قائمة التراث العالمي.
وفي هذا المعرض الخاص الذي جاب الآفاق سيجد الزوار أنفسهم ولأول مرة يعيشون ويستكشفون التاريخ الثقافي السعودي العريق.
The three figures that are behind me are from the early history of Arabia, and three of the most distinct pieces in the show, because they show from early on that the creativity of the people who lived on the peninsula by creating these wonderful, sort of haunting grave markers or steles, which date to the 4th millennium BCE.
كل اكتشاف يميط اللثام عن قصة جديدة، فهذا القناع الذهبي اليوناني الرائع يعود بنا 2000 عام إلى الوراء، وقد عثر عليه في مقبرة فخمة لفتاة صغيرة.
قطع الحقيقة تحكي حتى الحياة اليومية، تعرضها من خلال المواد المستخدمة في الحياة اليومية، ونلاحظ أنه المواد المستخدمة ذات رقي حضاري وعلى مستوى عالي جدا من الإتقان والصناعة. وكذلك هناك قطع تقص الصلات الحضارية، يعني تتحدث عن الصلات الحضارية مع وادي النيل، ومع وادي الرافدين، مع بلاد الشام، مع وادي السند، وأيضا مع حوض البحر المتوسط. فلذلك سمينا المعرض رودز اوف أرابيا، طرق التجارة القديمة في الجزيرة العربية، روائع آثار المملكة، لأنها إطار.
One may wonder, why was Arabia, what was the means whereby Arabia was in contact with these different areas? And that is incense. In many ways, incense was the gold of the ancient world. And Arabia had the monopoly, basically, of incense, which grew in the south, and you get incense from the sap of a particular tree. And it was in southern Arabia and the Horn of Africa that these particular trees grew and still grow now.
ويضم المعرض بصفة عامة آثاراً، وهو يشكل جزءاً من منظور جديد في عرض تاريخ المملكة وكيف تصور في عيون العالم.
I think most of us have the impression that the Arabian Peninsula was isolated and not really connected to the rest of the region. But what we see in the northeast, in Tarut, specifically, is that that is not the case. That in fact, from very early on, from the 3rd millennium BCE, the region was certainly in touch with the Mesopotamia, southern Mesopotamia, and probably also with Iran as well.
الهدف من المعرض هو إطلاع العالم على البعد الحضاري للمملكة العربية السعودية، وعلى مساهمة الجزيرة العربية في بناء الحضارة الإنسانية، وعلى أيضا دورها المهم في الجانب الاقتصادي بين الشرق والغرب في العالم القديم، ودورها أيضا المستمر الآن في الوقت الراهن على الصعيد السياسي والاقتصادي، وأن هذا الدور دور أصيل لهذه البلاد مارسته عبر العصور.
وبمناسبة افتتاح المعرض استضافت قاعة ساكلر مهرجاناً مجانياً يمتد ليوم طويل تحت عنوان عيد العربية، يبرز الفن والثقافة والآثار.
We have a very lively family day, and during this period we would like to introduce parents, the children, and anyone else to sort of the richness of Arab culture. We have calligraphers, we have musicians, we have storytellers, sort of working with people of all generations, of all interests, and also at the same time we're going to have tours of the exhibition, we have coffee tasting and book signing, and again a whole variety of activities to bring the different aspects of the exhibition alive and introduce our audiences to some of the other aspects of the Arab world.
مشاهدينا شكرا للمتابعة. في النهاية أذكركم بصفحتنا المجلة شو على الفيسبوك. لتعليقاتكم المجلة@الحرة.com، وأنا بلاقيكم الأسبوع المقبل بنفس الموعد.